This is your weekly celestial forecast for the week beginning August 21st, 2023. So, to begin with, we have the sun at 28 degrees of Leo, inching ever so close to the sun in Virgo. And we now have Venus still retrograde in Leo. So, although Venus and the sun are in Leo, they are not conjoined by aspect. Nonetheless, this starts off the week with a bit of a flare of Leo, and the sun is about our confidence. It's about our self-esteem, our self-image, and with Venus, the planet of love and affection there, well, starting off the week on the 21st, we're still feeling a little bit zesty and self-confident. We're ready to go. Yes, indeed. And especially now that we've got the sun in Leo at 28 degrees, making a beautiful trine to the North Node in Aries. Yes, and with the Venus, the planet of love in Leo as well. That's really on Monday, giving us a shot of enthusiasm. Aries about taking initiatives and starting projects, leadership, and positive forward pioneering energy, and the Leo sun all about our image, our self-confidence, and our self-expression. And with Venus there, even retrograde, it's really all about expressing ourselves, very warm-hearted, very magnanimous, and generous to start off the week. And to add to this, we have a beautiful sextile, air and fire sextile with Libra moon and the sun in Leo. So that's very balanced, and it's about fire by air. It's very about our ideas and really this sense of getting things done, because both air and fire are very restless. It's all about communications and just really expressing our unique sense of who we are, and really a very good time for connecting up with anyone, anything social. What is Libra? It's about harmony. It's about the seventh house. So these issues on Monday are going to come to the forefront, and especially because we have the moon conjoining the south node in Libra. And as always, the nodes, the north node, south node, are very sensitive points. So on one hand, we want to communicate, we want to socialize, we're feeling restless now. But remember, the south node is a very sensitive point, maybe a little bit more than the north node. So with the moon there, there's all kinds of expression about partnerships, but we also may be very sensitive to our partner or partnership communications now. So this is the time on Monday we want to be very delicate in what we say and what we do regarding all partnerships, whether that's business, whether that's internet, social, and especially with love and relationships. And what else is Libra? It's about the public, dealings with business, and also what? Legalities. So contracts, issues with the courts, legal, anything, everything is going to be of importance on Monday. And this is additionally a very good time to reach out and really express, Leo, your own original and unique ideas in any of those business projects or in general, especially since Venus, even retrograde, is backwards retrograde now in Leo, and that's the depositor of this moon conjoining South Node in Libra. So if you want to put your best foot forward, especially in a weird and kind of a wonderful way on Monday with Venus retrograde, Monday is your day for sure. However, yes, we have now an exact square off with expansive Jupiter on Monday with Venus about love, expression. So this is the time we don't want to get overly suspicious, or we don't want to create conflicts with love and or relationship, because we've got Jupiter, which loves to exaggerate, expand on any kind of topics come Monday. So we may not see eye to eye regarding love and affection, perhaps our values, and that can even include money, because Jupiter is in Taurus and that's connected with the second house of values, finances, and money. So just be very careful about these topics, especially dealing with business, love, and relationship, because there could be a propensity to get into some, even if slight, disagreements. But with Jupiter there, well, things could really get out of hand. So if you can temper it with some harmony, take a hint from this Libra connection there, that would be a wise decision. And Uranus is also in Taurus. It's depositor also of Venus and Leo. So on one hand, we are feeling rather generous, but on the other hand, the money values thing here can come into an unexpected or unexpected conflicts over what we feel is right and wrong in our personal, financial, and value system. So watch out for conflicts there on Monday. And also Saturn is yet retrograde in the very emotional sign of Pisces. And this is very important because now that the sun is slowly but surely heading into the sign of Virgo, there's going to be more focus on what? Health, wellness, healthcare system, reforms, diet, exercise, and anything that deals with organization, research, and the like. And these are also starting this week going to be the topics of conversation. And we've got Mercury nearly retrograde, in the shadow of retrograde, elevated in the sign of Virgo. And now that's with Mars. And Mars is the planet of action. And Mars with the sign of Virgo operates in a very fussy, very particular, perfectionist manner. And when you conjoin that with Mercury this week, well, we may be a little bit hypersensitive and hypercritical about the details. So with Mercury and Mars meeting up, we will have to be very cautious here too, not to speak out of turn or be overly picky or critical, especially to those we love, because we've got Venus retrograde. So we want to take a softer approach in our speech. When we find ourselves being a little bit overly critical, you want to soften that with perhaps some kind words, or maybe even some compliments. However, we've got Neptune, the nebulous Neptune, retrograde as well now. So that kind of puts a little bit of an extra touch of confusion into some of our conversations because it's opposing, making a wide opposition with Mercury and making a closer opposition with the planet of action, Mars. So we want to pick apart and research the details. That's great. But this is also going to emphasize our need for clarity and to get to the bottom of whatever details that we have to discover or research now. Good time for organization, good time for sixth house matters, health, wellness, diet, exercise, all these themes. Also connections with what? What is Virgo? It's about the sixth house in the workplace. So there could be some issues regarding our daily work life, anything to do with companies, corporations, business, you name it. And with Neptune retrograde, this may bring in a little bit of this confusion with these areas that may need clarity, because we're going to be in the mood to really do some digging this weekend. Hard work, yes, overtime at the office. But we're just not sure of all those particulars, all those particular details. And what else is Neptune? It's about the oceans, water, oil, minerals, and so on. And making this opposition with the Mercury-Mars conjunction this week, there could be issues, as aforementioned, with the sixth house, healthcare, the mundane, corporations, possibly even concerns with what? Moisture, water, liquids of all kinds, the environment, possibly even dealing with what? Sea life, because we're talking the connection with water and the oceans, and the sixth house dealing with animals. Also, what else is Virgo? It's about cleanup and it's about organization. So this is going to come to the forefront of this week, but especially during the time midweek when the sun enters the sign of Virgo. Yes, indeed. And we've got Jupiter with Uranus, and with Uranus, that makes a sweet trine to Mars and Mercury in Virgo. And in turn, Mars makes a beautiful trine with the powerhouse Pluto. Yes, look at this sweet grand trine between Mars, Pluto, and Uranus. And with Uranus in the mix here, we've got some very unique original ideas that are going to be expressed, rather practicality. And we've got Pluto there, even retrograde, is also very grounding. So there could be some wonderful connections and communications with the powers that be. And what else? When you see a grand Earth trine like this, especially this week, starting off the week, Earth generates what? Money, finance. So this week to start off is really about kicking it in the high gear with money, and that can include anything from investments, real estate, you name it. And with Jupiter there right on the heels of Uranus and making a wide trine with Mercury, the communicator, and Uranus within the grand trine on Monday. Oh boy, this is the time to begin some of those projects. Yes, even with all these retrograde planets. Although you may have to revert back into the past to make corrections more than a few times if you are starting off some of those businesses or business projects. But nonetheless, this grand Earth trine is really good for generating finance, monetary values, money, real estate, you name it, as it is very intelligent and very grounding. But this also physically it also affects our decisions. We're not getting lost in drama. We want to take the intelligent, wise approach. We want to dig and research this week. It's about working hard, but more than that, this grand trine makes us feel like we are making project and progress. Yes, on projects. Indeed. So this is an all around feel good, very grounded earth grand trying to start off the week. Yes. And if we can just kind of avert some of those conflicts with Uranus, affecting this square off with the sun, well, that would be a wise choice also indeed. Although they're not very close by the square off, nonetheless, we may have some difference differences of point of view regarding our values and our personal style, love, and affection. So just be leery of that at the start of this week. So now let's look for today. And we are now into Tuesday, August 27th, and the moon is now taking on a more intense, deeper tone on Tuesday because it is now in the intense, passionate sign of Scorpio. But kind of like Virgo, Scorpios like to work and work hard. They are the research. They like to plug ahead and get work done. So guaranteed on Tuesday, we are really plugging ahead with hard work, but we've got the moon in Scorpio, so we're going to have to watch out, especially with this applying opposition to expansive, exaggerating Jupiter. We're really going to have to watch out for our words and some of that intensity and that passion come Tuesday, because anything that may not be really up to snuff, Jupiter's going to oppose that Scorpio moon and really make a big deal out of things on Tuesday. So just temper your words a little bit, especially here, because the depositor of the moon is the powerhouse Pluto retrograde. So we may say some off-color kind of comments or remarks that may not be well received on Tuesday. And here too, we've got the depositor in late Mars in Virgo with Mercury. So that kind of sharpens our tongue on Tuesday. So really kind of tone down some of those opinions and what you have to say. Because remember, we've got Jupiter there and even Uranus here in the background that may create some of those conflicts and some of those intense Scorpio discord. But hey, Scorpio gets the job done and it connects with Virgo in the style that they want to dig and find out answers. And that can all be too good. And that may also be the topic on Tuesday. We need to find some mysteries. And to add to that, we have the sweet trine to Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So the issues of mysteries or secrets from the past is going to come up Tuesday. And with this Virgo Pisces opposition and the moon in the driver's seat in Scorpio, well, we're going to keep digging until we find out those answers, because we are talking eighth house, which is about mysteries to some degree as well as Pisces. So we are just really mystified by something that's really grabbing our attention on Tuesday, and very likely on Wednesday, with the moon in Scorpio further along and gaining a closer trine to mysterious nebulous Neptune. Yes, so let's look ahead, look forward to the next day which is now Wednesday. Yes, and the moon is further along in the sign of Scorpio, now within the trine to Neptune retrograde. So, kind of like the day before on Tuesdays, there's something really grabbing our attention. And there may be a connection also with authorities of all kinds, you name it, those in charge. There may be issues connected with that. Why? Because the moon is applying a sextile earth and water connection with Pluto, which it's his own ruler, the Scorpio moon ruler now. So authorities of all types are going to come into the scene on Wednesday. And to some degree, because of this opposition with unexpected Uranus, we may hear of authorities kind of overstepping their bounds, kind of feeling a little power hungry there on Wednesday with retrograde Pluto. So they may not be doing the right thing, or there may be disagreements of what. Here there is that theme again of values and what we value. Possibly there could be some skirmishes over values, yes, but also that deals with money, whether it's uh, real estate, whether it's our personal finance, whether it's corporations, value systems, you name it, with this opposition with Uranus. And do be careful of these sudden disagreements on Wednesday because of our value system. And Uranus and Jupiter are in the sign of the bully Taurus, so we may feel a little bit pushed around about what our personal values are. There's that word again, our opinions, our insights, and so on. So with this fixed sign emphasis, we really are determined to stand our ground. And not just that, we have to figure out what's going on. Maybe it's there's some behind the scenes information that is kind of triggering some of these defenses right now on Wednesday. And you've got the Venus, the planet of love, here in the fixed sign of Leo, kind of making a T square late Tuesday and into early Wednesday, a fixed sign T square. But you've got Uranus not far behind in this mix with the moon. So yes, this is also indicative of what? Taurus, Uranus, Jupiter, and the moon, and with Venus in the mix squaring off. Yes, look out for Wednesday, because there could be some big earthquakes, natural disasters, hurricanes, or what have you. But the conflicts aren't far behind. We really are feeling stubborn about our points of view come Wednesday. And you add to this with this unexpected earth changes situation here with Neptune, and as the depositor of Saturn, kind of to some degree at a debilitation with retrograde Saturn in Pisces and then you've got, which is the depositor of Capricorn here, Pluto, and then you've got Neptune retrograde opposing both Mercury and Mars. Well, yes, that points to Wednesday as a very highlighted day for this week, with all kinds of intensities, whether it's with the earth changes, or within conflicts amongst the masses. But do be careful of your point of views. You want to become more broad-minded than narrow-minded come Wednesday, maybe late Tuesday, and really take a hint from this connection with Saturn and Pisces and Neptune. It's all about really becoming more sensitive to others' needs than to become more fixated on what we believe is right and wrong. So let's look ahead till the next day on Thursday. Yes, and now the moon is very, tell it like it is, truth teller Sagittarius, and that is squaring off Saturn now in Pisces. So when we've got the very gregarious Sagittarius, tell it like it is, sometimes without thought, squaring off Saturn in retrograde Pisces. Well, on Thursday, we may have to watch what we say, because what we say could be rather quick, without thought, and this could create tension as well here, because Sagittarius likes to speak its mind and very impulsively. And we've got Saturn, especially retrograde in sensitive Pisces, so we could be rather touchy on Thursday, and this may be what is causing some of our defenses on Thursday. So just be very gentle and very perceptive on Thursday about what we discuss, because we don't want to get into any petty tit for tats because we spoke way too soon, too suddenly, and without thought. And this rate might create a little bit of defensiveness in us on Thursday. So just be careful now. Uh, so yes, and we've got, yes, Neptune still retrograde in Pisces as well. And remember, that is the depositor of Saturn here. So on Thursday, somewhat like 2 days before, both Tuesday and Wednesday, we've got some discovering here to do. But Sagittarius, unlike Scorpio, is more out there. So whatever information that comes about, especially during midweek, first it's about the Scorpio Virgo emphasis. Midweek, almost towards the end of the week, we've got this Sagittarius emphasis with Pisces. So we are finding information right now that could be rather annoying, that we have discovered uh, that we have this certain need to put the truth out there now. So as we head later on in the week, we have found out information and we just want to tell the world. We just want to put it out there. But in the effort of doing so, we may not consider other people's point of view, although this is a good time for finally putting out what it is that we need to say. And that's emphasized at this end of the week. And now, very soon, we will have a square off between the moon in gregarious Sagittarius and Mercury and Mars in Virgo. So slowly but surely, we are feeling a little bit, well, annoyed and irritated on Thursday with our discussions. That's for sure. And now the sun, of course, is in the sign of Virgo, and this actually does make a mutable T-square on Thursday between the sun in Virgo, moon in Sagittarius, and Saturn retrograde in Pisces. And although with the mutable signs, they're very changeable. So whatever we say one day on Thursday, within a couple days, once the moon changes to Capricorn, we may change our mind. But keep in mind, this is a mutable T-square, so it is affecting our speech because it's connected with Virgo, whose depositor is Mercury with Mars. So, oh boy, hang into your hats even on Thursday, because really, we must watch what we say this week. And with Saturn in the drive, or excuse me, well, Saturn to some degree, but with the moon in the driver's seat on Thursday, we just want to just put the truth out there. And in the meantime, we're feeling annoyed because the whole tone earlier in the week was more of mystery and more of sensitivity and just digging for the facts. But boy, Thursday is a real 180 turnabout. It's now, okay, we know what's going on, and no matter what, we're just going to say what we have to say. And therefore lies the rub, folks, where that could create all kinds of defensiveness. Do be careful with this T square, even in mutable, changeable signs. Yes, and it doesn't help. You've got Mars with Mercury. Oh boy, we're being a little bit too critical for our own good on Thursday. But hey, at least Sagittarius likes to tell it like it is. That is for sure. Now let's look ahead to officially the weekend, which is Friday. Yes, and now the moon is further along in the sign of Sagittarius and soon to be applying the square off the following day on Saturn to nebulous retrograde Neptune. But also keep in mind here with this Sagittarius moon, we've got, guess what? We've got uh we've got the North Node in Aries, and that's applying that sweet little trine to that sensitive point of Aries. And yes, Venus is in Leo, yet still retrograde. And although there's not a grand trine here in the fire signs, with the trine from the planet of love and affection, Venus, and our personal sense of style with Leo, and the moon in Sagittarius, gregarious. Oh, there's that word again, Sagittarius, and the North Node in Aries. Well, hey, even though things were a little topsy turvy with the words on Friday, or excuse me, Thursday. By Friday, well, kind of like Monday, we're feeling a little bit energized now because there's first the trine from Venus to the moon, and then the moon to the North Node on Saturday this weekend. So this is going to be starting off on the weekend, Friday, an energized weekend. We are, yes, we're very still outspoken for sure, but we are feeling a little bit more energy. We want to begin projects, and fire, kind of like air, likes to be on the go. It's restless. So we're feeling rather social now. We're feeling very colorful. We want to express our personal style of who we are and really tell it like it is in the meantime, for sure. So that's a good shot in the arm for Friday and Saturday. We're back to feeling confident again, and really good for this weekend. But we cannot ignore there's this very gentle creeping up kind of square off between the following day on Saturday, between the moon and tell it like it is Sagittarius and Mercury, Mars in Picky Virgo, and the confusing retrograde now, of course, nebulous Neptune. So let's look ahead to the next day, which is Saturday. Yes, indeed, the 26th. But the moon, although it will be in Capricorn just before that, so we're talking Friday night, maybe very early Saturn, we do have that square off between the moon and Neptune and Mars, the action planet, here in Virgo. So, yes, on Friday night, Saturday, we're going to have to be very careful of that theme, as I mentioned earlier about our speech. Yes, because we've got this square off in the mutable signs Friday night, very early Saturday before the moon does transfer to the sign of Capricorn. And what else does this mean? It's mutable and it's mixed in with very watery Neptune. So there could be some uh, talk of applying or approaching storms. There could be some concerns with weather related anomalies Friday night, Saturday morning, or issues with oil and issues with what? Oh, we've got Neptune in this mix. There could be discussions about the mysteries. There's that theme again, as earlier in the week, we're back to having to pick apart some kind of issue that's really captured our attention, maybe from Tuesday or Wednesday, that moon in Scorpio, that issue is going to pick up again. What is it we have to get to the bottom of? And we're feeling a little bit annoyed with the late moon in Sagittarius going into Capricorn late Friday and Saturday. Boy, there's just something we gotta research and get to the bottom of. Maybe on Tuesday and Wednesday, we thought we had closed the book on whatever it was that captured our focus of attention. But by late Friday, we're going to be back to the drawing board trying to figure out those secrets. Yes, indeed. Now, looking at Saturday officially here, we do have the moon in early Capricorn. So Capricorn, like Virgo here, is a workaholic to some degree. So it's back to business on Saturday. So we are feeling rather good, but we really want to focus on the details. We want to focus on business. Yes, even on the weekend. It's about hard work and really sticking to whatever we want to finish up at this time. And especially because we've got a beautiful trine to the sun in early Virgo now, yes. And the moon then will apply a trine to then on Sunday, expansive, generous Jupiter. But at least with this trine on Saturday, as always, with this Earth connection, we are feeling very confident because of the trine. And as always, with anything with Earth, we're feeling very intelligent. We don't want to get lost in the drama. We want to work hard. We want to dig for the details because we still have now Mercury retrograde elevated in Virgo with Mars, and Mars will get the job done. Yes. So expect on this weekend a real focus on business and work, work, work. And let's look to the final day, which is Sunday. Yes, and the moon is now at 16 degrees of Capricorn, and by Monday applying a conjunction to powerhouse Pluto. So although it's not a conjunction on Sunday, yet with Pluto, we have this strong sense of who we are, kind of filling our oats with the power on Sunday. And This can be good or not so good, but I would be apt to think with the moon making a wide trine to the communicator of Virgo Mercury, this is going to probably be more positive. We're kind of feeling this strong sense of our authority and to some degree our confidence. And kind of like the day before on Saturday, it's all about hard work. And now with the sun in Virgo, we are really disseminating those facts. And look at this here. We've got the moon and making a sweet drawing to Jupiter. So on Sunday, what a day to finish off the week. We may have some good money or financial news because with Jupiter, generous Jupiter in the financial sign, the money sign, the very earthy sign of Taurus with this moon in Capricorn. And then we've got, yes, look at this. We've got Mercury retrograde in Virgo, even retrograde with this grand trine on Sunday. Yes, a great aspect to finish off the week. There is great money news. This is a good time, even on a Sunday, to work hard. But more than that, with this sweet Earth grand trine, we are finally feeling like we're making progress, and our progress and our work is generating what? Money, because we are talking Earth here. And with an Earth grand trine, that's about generating money. Earth. This is extremely positive on Sunday. So look out for that good money news on Sunday to finish up the week. And we've got Mars, the planet of action, now in the sign of get along and harmony and cooperation sign of Libra. Yes, even though it is now in its detriment, nonetheless, with Mars there, it's about action. We want to cooperate. We want to socialize and find ways of getting along. And this can only be good. And now we've got still Jupiter and Uranus in the sign of Taurus. And remember, we still have Jupiter creating a bit of some of those conflicts with the planet of love, Leo, Venus. So do still be careful of some of those conflicts for pretty much of the week, because with Jupiter there, Jupiter loves to exaggerate. And so that will be an area of which we will have to be careful. And one last thing, with Mars at 0 degrees of Libra, this makes a wonderful out of sign trine with Pluto. So there could also be some good news on Sunday with the powers that be, or really expressing ourselves and our sense of personal authority very effectively on Sunday. So until the next weekly celestial forecast, have a great week and many blessings. If you'd like to get in touch with me, my contact information is down below. I give one-on-one readings and written reports. Please subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification. Until next time, many, many blessings.